Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Apologies that I'm a little late today. I had a lot of work that needed to be taken care of, and I didn't want to push it till tomorrow, so I did it today. That also meant I had to push the stream just a little bit, but it should be okay, more or less. Should be okay, more or less. Anyways, our players are already here, and I don't really have anything to announce, so let's go ahead and invite them in so that we can get to gaming as soon as we can, shall we? Let me just let them know. We're gonna go hot mic. And hello!
Goodbye.
Hello.
I mean, hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
I always get those two confused.
You say goodbye, I say hello.
We can't
Oh,
get
no.
sued. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Due to the nature of dynamic tabletop
Fucking
games,
going in. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
you got it. Keep going. You got it.
due to the
Tabletop
dynamic
RPG, huh?
nature of the I'm gonna let Zing talk.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything to say just beforehand? Before we go into the game?
I've got a
Hello.
recap ready.
Oh, okay.
friend.
We can hold off on that for just like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I had just to state this because it makes me feel like a genius. The book, new 2024 book, actually splits up magical varieties, not schools of magic, but magical varieties. Similarly to how I did them. So there's the arcane, the divine, and they call it primal, and I call it natural. So I am available if you need a writer, Magic the Gathering, or Dungeons and Dragons. I'm available.
They secretly somehow obtained your rules manual and are just biting off of what you've
God.
already written.
Could you imagine? But yeah, that's like in the new book.
It's off. Sorry, I've had caffeine, so.
I mean, even if I tried, it probably wouldn't work because the shit that I wrote is like technically part of Creative Commons and part of the fan content, so I can't. Anyway,
I see.
yeah, but it's okay. It's okay because we still have a game today.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Oh, that also reminds me. Due to the dynamic nature of tabletop RPGs, the topics that may be discussed or played in these games are not suitable for all audiences. The level of content maturity is considered 16+, and your discretion is advised. Shell, you have
Nice.
a recap for us?
I do. It's not beautiful, but
You
it
know there's
exists.
nothing on the line here.
I know.
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do
Yeah,
You
you
that's
said
mean?
the
what
phrase. You have to explain yourself.
You're about to give a recap for free.
If that's the case, I redact all of my hard work. I delete it, and I exit. And I will let you do the thing.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming, guys. That was a good session. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Hello.
It's
Due
next
to the
week.
nature.
We can't keep doing this, you guys.
I don't know
I
about
just
you,
did
but
this
I can
right
keep doing this.
Right before you got muted, I did this same exact thing.
Okay. So, did you want to do the recap or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Got me with caramel in my mouth. Darwin tries to force people to sign some waivers and they hate it. So they're not taking a lot of the more dangerous jobs, much if at all. We find out also that the museum isn't going to be displaying the new artifact, and when Xenika asks about where it's stored, she doesn't get a response. Darwin visits his family, has a nice time. On Tuesday, Yara still doesn't wake up. Shell goes to pick up the orb from Xenika while Ryia works on her own bag of holding. And the orb is leaning more in favor of darkness now. I think it's like 80-20 at this point. He swings by his favorite ramen shop, Shell does, finds out it's closed, goes to the wall to Walmart, finds out he's a millionaire, picks up a bunch of basic camping supplies, and then heads back home. I think at one point he asks Kara, like, hey, why do I see some other dudes redacted, like, bank history? And she's like, doesn't matter. And he's like, I guess not, and then drops it. But, Darwin, Ryia, and I reconvene at Shell's penthouse, then they head to the freelands to let the, orb get some moonlight. We find out, though, that, like, putting, like, spell energy of any sort that we're capable of, at least, into the orb seems to push it more towards darkness a little bit, and like it seems kind of like the more it is toward one side, the faster it becomes that side, if that makes any sense. So we stay out there for a few hours, let it like kill in some moonlight, and it's about 65-35 in favor of light. By the time we head back, Xenika gets bombarded with a bunch of texts and calls in the morning time because Darwin was missing from work. But shush puppy, I'm busy. He heads to work the following morning, so that's kind of where we left off.
Yeah. I wish that statement was just directed towards Darwin instead of
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. Oh, that
What
wasn't.
part? Oh, puppy.
Shush puppy.
She hears me talking, and I'm doing hand movements, and she's really excited about it.
Oh, you do them too! Oh yeah,
Yeah.
solidarity. You can't see it, but I'm doing something. My hands.
Yeah, I'm always making hand movements like I'm having a conversation and shit.
Okay. We're doing the recap. I will not grant you an inspiration. However, I want to try something new. I would like to award you with a story point. And the way you can use it in this game is for any check that is 24 and under. Also, saving throws. Any kind of roll that's 24 hardness, or under, you can just succeed.
Oh,
Just win
that's
it.
fun. Can I
Um,
take it as inspiration since I don't have like a node for that?
Yeah, it'll
Add
only
it
be
later.
valid for this session.
Yeah.
Because I will forget.
On what kind of 24 and under? You
Yeah.
said?
So if it's like 24 armor class to hit a thing, or like if a skill check requires a 24 DC, or anything that is that you're trying to beat a 24 or less.
I see. It's an automatic pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
The distinction is that if you roll, you could crit, but this is just an automatic success.
I see. Okay.
And also the difference with this and like legendary resistance you have to fail to succeed. This one you just do it. That makes sense?
Yes.
I think that makes sense.
Yes.
Yes. Hello, we are here.
Hello.
3 of you are in the freelands, and 1 of you are on the sky layer in Rose Hills. I would like to start with the trio. You guys are it's basically peaking at dawn. You guys have waited the entire night, and the moon has like set off. It's like the moment of pure darkness before the sun begins to peak its light over the curved edge of the horizon. And yeah, just like you said in the recap, whatever magic you guys are putting into it, it accelerates the imbalance. And right now it's imbalanced towards the darker magic that is inside of the orb. And as I had mentioned last week, your stay out here helps the white colored magic like restore itself and stave off the black magic and get somewhat towards more of a balance. But that restoration, let's call it, will also wane as the moon begins to fall from the middle of the sky. So the restoration also slows down as the night continues. So the three of you are basically out here in the freelands at the edge of dawn. Guys had basically had a quick decision / conversation that you guys need to make it out here on more nights in order to continue this process. But I'd like to know, what do you guys do at so early in the morning?
Guess we're going back home, right?
Yeah, I figure we should maybe see, like, when would we want to come back?
I mean, as soon as possible. If we don't get, I feel like if we don't get the orb back out here, the next night, it's just gonna keep progressing. Like, we need to get it to a point where the white is, like, 51, so that the automatic process starts where whatever's more starts filling the orb.
It is at 65-35 in favor of light.
I thought it was in 65-40. I thought it was in favor of darkness.
It was in favor of darkness. Yeah, you're right.
So we got to come back tomorrow if we want to keep this going.
That is also another question that you brought up here. Do you want it to be imbalanced, right?
Yeah, and we don't even know if the black energy is a bad energy or anything.
This is true. It's just, I thought the reason why we came out here was to kind of, because we knew that exposing it to the moon would increase the white.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so we are still committed to that path, right?
I think I am for sure.
Okay.
Just because it's the first one I went down, more or less.
Because if we want to make it black, all we have to do is pour our spell slots into it. Very easy to do.
Very true. But no, like, are we talking about, since it's the morning, are we talking about going home, spending the night home, and then returning next day? Or are we talking about staying, or coming back this evening? Because it's a bit of a drive. And, like, if you... Go ahead.
Whatever gets us back out here in the, like, when the moon's up.
Okay. Do either of you have a reason to go back to town today?
Me.
I need to sign off on some jobs.
Do you want me to take you back? Would you rather stay there?
Can I do that on my phone?
Nope.
Not out here.
That's why Xenika's been bombarded with messages, because they don't know where the fuck you are.
No.
And they can't reach you.
I think I should go back. Do you guys need me? I don't even
if
really
we
know
get
what's going on most of
attacked,
the time.
it might be nice to have you, but
This area seems fairly okay, but the only reason was numbers.
I can go back, sign off on some jobs, and then I'll just let people know to reach me today if they need something signed for, I guess, tomorrow morning, so they don't freak out, and contact Xenika with hundreds of messages.
You don't know
Wait,
that.
is Darwin saying
don't
this,
know
or are you
that.
saying this subtitle?
Well, once I get into town, I start receiving all these messages too, right? Don't I
you
also
would
get,
definitely
like-
get the ones that were sent to you?
I also don't get hundreds of messages being like, "Where are you?"
Not right now. You're not connected to anything.
We're still out in the freelands, I think.
Oh, I see. Yes, please take me back. Please take me back.
How long would the drive take to get us back?
That's what I was gonna tell you next. It took about 6 hours to get here.
That's what I expected. Okay. And that's from where we were. So what if I go? Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. We could probably go back, get some fresh food, and then drive back. And drop him off. You can take the fucking Sam track for all I care.
Do we have enough time for everyone to have their cake and eat it too? It's like, as long as we sleep right when we get back, and Darwin does what he has to do and go to sleep, I feel like we could wake up in time to make it back out here, couldn't we?
It's tricky, because you're right here outside of the city at the edge of dawn. Theoretically, it would be like a 12-hour trip if you were just to go directly in and then come back out, which would basically make it nighttime again.
I see.
Right? So you'd have to sleep in the car essentially, which is definitely a doable thing. But yeah, the timing of this is just kind of tricky.
Would sleeping in the car incur any type of exhaustion? Because we're not sleeping in a.
Only if you make it.
Then no.
If you feel like you would be way more uncomfortable than normal, to the point where you're exhausted. I feel like even when you're, traveling long distance, it's not the best sleep you get on planes, but it's still rest, right? You can function after it, so that's the idea between rests. It's not sleep, but you can function after it.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, unless you want to put the stone under your back for some reason. It's normal.
I do not. I do not.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Once again, what do you guys? How do you guys want to tackle this scenario? It's Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Feels weird calling it morning when it's no light.
Mm-hmm. Would it take 6? Is it 6 hours to the edge of the dome or whatever, or is it 6 hours back to my penthouse?
It's 5 hours back to the edge, and then from there, you can attach to the trolley and stuff, and that's much faster, and it also saves you gas.
Okay, we could save an hour by dropping you off
At the edge.
at the edge.
Darwin's edging.
He's edging.
Alright, so if we edge Darwin, then
If we edge Darwin,
then we can still do this, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all of your concerns were definitely valid as well. Darwin came out here because this was numbers, right? If you guys got attacked in the middle of the night, it would be at least 3 of you, which is still kind of dangerous, but it's more manageable than 2 or 1, right?
Listen, if we die, I just roll a new character, right? It's not like we die in real life, right? It's just
Smile.
that'd be cool.
I knew it.
That'd be crazy.
I knew it.
Well, when we get back in, I can at the very least let Car know where we're going. Exactly where we're going now that we've been there before. If we don't return by this time tomorrow, we are surely dead. That kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, if I do another one of these, I will surely be dead because Xenika will kill me.
We'll still drop you off.
We gotta be really good about this timing and letting people know.
I'll not sleep if I gotta, but yeah.
So you're taking Darwin to the edge of the city?
Yes. I'm edging Darwin.
Okay, let's get Darwin to the edge. Let me just
He's
move
about
your
to pray.
tokens over really quick so that you guys kind of know where you are. A top-down kind of view.
Being
Because
used by
over
everybody right now.
here, Then everyone else is like over here.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this was what I was thinking of earlier when I was like, are we not just gonna drive right into the water? Amphibious vehicle.
But the view is nice.
The to the east of you, that is the man-made sea that is connected to the Aquatic Avenue in Barranto Beach. Yeah, that is definitely there and massive.
Pretty. We can have a beach episode.
One day.
Alright,
Well, I'll officially be an anime.
it's
Yeah.
true. Alright, get your ass back in town. Go to work.
What would be the fastest way for me to get into work? I gotta, like-
Train.
Okay.
You'd have to take the train over to the business circle, and then... Oh, you don't have a trolley, huh? You'd have to take a Suber back to Parksville. Because there's no trains that go into Parksville.
What? Okay. This city has speciest infrastructure.
That's not even why. But okay.
Speciest.
I guess I'll do that. I'll do whatever's fastest to get into work, sign when I need to sign, let people know to like contact me today if they want stuff signed, and not to contact Xenika when they can't contact me tomorrow morning. And then like get back to our reading spot as soon as possible.
Oh, is
Whatever
Shell
that
not
might be.
just like booking it right away after you
Yeah, I
drop off
thought I
the
was
work?
just dropping you off so you could get your work done and heading out.
'Cause
Oh.
We don't really
Okay.
have the time to do both, I think.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll just
well,
go
hold
to
on.
work.
Oh no!
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Once we get to the
Uh,
edge of the city, wouldn't Darwin just be able to call Xenika?
Yeah.
Would that solve
You'd
the
be
problem?
able to like even just a little bit outside the border.
Yeah, but Xenika's on vacation right now.
Oh.
And
I'm
also
on medical
with her
leave,
sis-
as it were.
with her sister, yeah. I don't wanna bother her more than I already have. Yeah, I think I'll just drop me off and then I'll go into work because I need to probably handle a lot of stuff while
Yeah,
I've been gone.
since you've been gone.
Since I've been gone.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll drop you off. Maybe grab some hot food for everybody first and then head back.
Right. So, Darwin, you take the train and then go back to Barksville. Would you like to upgrade your pass to a lifetime membership?
Heck, nar.
Okay. The ride from the closest station into where you need to go for Barksville is going to run you 35 credits.
Dang. Okay. That's more expensive
it-
than
Didn't I?
Skyline.
I thought he had one. Like a year pass.
The
Oh, I
train
took
doesn't
a-
go into Barksville.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, that's
I had to
the
take
part.
a Suber
Oh, I understand.
from the Sam track. Dang, that's more expensive than the Pillavator.
Because it's like individual costs. It's not run by the city.
Guess so. Yeah.
Hey, at least you were going from the business circle to Barksville, right? Like, going from Barksville to somewhere else would be so much more.
Especially if I called like a super black, I'd be bankrupt right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
What time is it when I get into work?
it's like noon.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I immediately start signing off on jobs.
Okay.
Just
I'm
getting
gonna
through
hold-
as many. Okay.
Sure. I'm gonna hold you there because Xenika does have the morning, so we'll pause you at that point.
Yeah.
Shell and Ryia, you guys drop off Darwin just inside the border to make it over to the maglev. Are you guys gonna do anything in the city besides eat and then go back out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Short on time.
Ryia, I imagine you want to work on your bag, right?
If I have time, I wasn't going to push it because of the time constraint, but if I get a roll, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean you're in this car
You're in
for
the
like 10
car.
hours, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Alright, well, no more luck points, because this would still be, like, counting for the week, right?
Yeah, so the crafting stuff is definitely downtime.
Okay. Let us see. So here's an Arcana. I give Shell looks like if you weren't driving, I could really use your help. Actually, can you help me while you're driving?
Oh my god.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
fine. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Correct driving.
You don't
Just
need that
gives
much.
her a look.
Alright.
Yeah, that's
It's not
definitely
an
enough.
at 20, so I refuse that. I will try
Well,
again tomorrow.
Remember, you actually had to do. You actually got a nat 1 last time, so.
Oh, right.
went-
So I had to.
Went backwards. So now, once
Yeah.
again, you finished the crafting. Now let's
Hooray.
do another finishing check.
Oh my god!
Mm.
I get to roll 2 dice. Here we go, Ryia! Damn it.
Hmm.
Well, it's not finished, right? Like you have all the
Right.
pieces, but it's not. Something is off, right? There's just like it's not it.
The ride's too bumpy for like a really
Yeah, there we go.
stitch.
So you guys go off, popping off over in the freelands. Xenika. Yeah, as soon as it hits like 5:30 a.m., you start getting messages. Would you have like woken up? I imagine you would have put your like phone on silent or something, right?
Yeah, it's not ringing. It might vibrate, I guess.
Yeah. When do you think you would wake up? Do you think you'd wake up like as soon as the first message came in, or just like leisurely?
It would probably be like as soon as one vibrate comes in, just because she's not at home. She's in a hospital. She's probably not sleeping the deepest or the most comfortable.
Here.
It's pretty comfy. It's pretty comfy here.
It's still not home.
It's still yes.
It's still not a familiar place.
Not
Correct.
emotionally comfortable.
Mm.
Yeah, so you hear that first, and yeah, one of your few employees just like shoots out, "Sorry, I know you're out, but can't reach Darwin. Can you sign off on this?" And you start getting another one like 2 minutes later, and then another one, and then another one.
She groans, but she'll still do it. Like,
yeah. What you notice, that there's not even a check required for this. The people who are signing up for these jobs are stacking themselves with multiple jobs now, almost as if they wanted to make up for the weekend and make up for the time that they didn't have stuff going on like earlier this month. But they're signing up for like multiple things at the same time.
I think if she realizes that they like if someone has like 3 or 4 jobs, she might inquire, "Are you sure you're okay to take on this much?"
Yeah, it's like 2 hours in, and you're like signing things off, and that's when you are like, okay, these guys are signing up for like 5+ jobs now. This is getting to be a lot, right? What would be your like qualifier or limiter to like just say no to someone?
What exactly is on like the job report? Like, is there like an estimated end date? Is there, how much information is actually on the job report?
So it really depends on the job that they're taking. They're not taking anything too violent or dangerous, right? So a lot of this stuff is like stuff you'd kind of be familiar with gigs. There's a lot of it that's like research information about these people or these groups or these businesses. There's a lot of consultation things, like use your history with all of this stuff with the company, and then give people who are hiring you to make the best decisions in like the next outcomes for like business or like home or life and stuff. There's a lot of different scenarios going on. You're just like an all-in-one kind of consultation office. So it really depends on the job. Some of them don't have an end date, which are also beneficial because you just keep getting paid the longer that job goes on. But yeah, there's a bunch that are like one and done, you know?
Okay. I think the qualifier would be if someone has signed up for 3 jobs due within a week. Like, something like that. Like, if they have other jobs that are open-ended, fine, there's some leeway there. But if it seems like they're stacking themselves and giving themselves unrealistic expectations, she'd reach out, and instead of just denying it, she'd ask if there's any way to spread this out to some of the other employees if necessary, to give them kind of a leg up.
The first guy you talked to that you kind of mentioned this aspect of like spreading the work for teamwork at the job, you can almost hear them scoff on the other end. But you know, they don't say anything to you. Yeah. So you continue to sign off on these jobs. Everyone is definitely loading their plates. Make an insight check. Let's see how well you can kind of teeter the boundary of this while you're just like talking and texting to them on the phone. Yeah, you're not close to everyone in the office. It's very much like, you're new, we have a business relationship, let's work on that first, and then, you know, if the boundaries allow, let's get to know each other then. Right now it's all business, and right now everyone wants to get paid. That's why they have this job in the first place. Not many people leave this job because the pay is really good for Barksville. And with that being said, this is something that you can kind of tell by everyone's tone of voice and enthusiasm, that this kind of surge does not happen often, and everyone wants a piece. So you are biding everyone's expectation and handling of this right now in a very, very it's almost compartmentalized. Like you're making sure everyone has what you think they can handle and what they're telling you they can handle. You're like you're doing a really good job of balancing that line.
And I make it clear that if they do seem like they're taking on a lot and she allows it, she wants them to reach out with a status report if they find themselves underwater and needing assistance.
Yeah.
Or,
you know, there's
or
a bunch
not
of people.
hit a deadline.
There's a bunch of people that like kind of wave that off, but you do expect like people are probably going to try to handle it themselves, but nobody here is above asking for help, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's just reminding them. She's like, I'm going to sign off on this, but if you feel like you're underwater and you need some help, don't be a hero, sort of thing.
Yeah. And much like Darwin and Bob Anthony's relationship, there are many people who work in pairs, so there's a lot of like teams that are looking for this opportunity too, helping each other out, but also taking their own individual stuff. Yeah, it's all coming in like all at once. Good to see, the jobs are like coming back, but it's almost like it everything just got held until like yesterday maybe, or like or Monday. It's probably like around lunchtime, and you get that notification from Darwin that's also like starting to sign stuff off in the office, and of course you send him like a quick just summarized sheet letting him know these are all of the things that you signed off on. Here's like the metrics, and yeah, Darwin, you're in the office. Xenika is still over at the personal hospital. Are you guys looking to get anything specific done?
I mean, Xenika would want to know what happened outside with the orb, so a download would be good about that. I don't think she's herself is really doing much other than just waiting for her sister, but she'll do any research that she can from her phone, and if she can help at the office via her phone, she will, but she's leaving that mostly up to Darwin.
Okay.
On Darwin's end, I would say like he would describe to Xenika to the best of it. He doesn't understand magic, right? So he would describe to the best of his ability like what he saw that happens. Probably not through the specific words of like light and dark magic and charging the orb with spells, but like they were doing stuff and the orb was clearly more light than dark, or more dark than light.
I feel like even though you're not, as versed in magic as the rest of the group, you still have enough like cognizance and intelligence to like describe what you saw and experienced, right? It's like the difference between, because from my perspective and how you're explaining this, it's almost like a child watching a cartoon for the first time, but that's not really it. It would be more like if you at your age now went and did something you never experienced before. You'd still be able to describe everything in details, but you might not know the keywords.
Right, yeah,
Right?
that's sort of what I'm thinking is like, I've probably, since I've hung around them for long enough, I probably picked up a couple of words here and there, made some sort of like word associations of like, oh, this is that kind of magic, or they're
Artifact,
doing this
yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, artifact. It's a very-
Artifact.
That is one I definitely know. I would describe it in the sense of like, oh, it's not like I fully understand magic, but I'm no longer an idiot in magic. For the most part.
Yeah. And it's also not like you've had zero experience in magic. It's just that you couldn't really utilize it until, like a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Utilize it as in like sort of sense it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Just making sure. In Xenika's like report to me, does it tell me that these employees are signing up for multiple jobs and things like that?
Yes. She would have it's like a summary, but she'd have at least enough detail where you're at least knowing like how many of the jobs each employee has, if not like what genre or category that they've taken on.
Amazing. Such an exemplary worker. even when she should be relaxing and taking some vacation time. I would sort of
All
follow
the
along.
vacation time that I accrued within less than a week.
Yeah. Yeah, but medical leave is like a little bit different, right? It's like
Yeah.
emergency vacation stuff. Yeah, I would sort of just go along with what the report details and sign off on jobs according to like what the report is telling me and try to follow off of that example or pattern. I would also let the employees know that every now and then I might be unreachable, and before Xenika comes back, to not contact Xenika because she is on medical leave.
So that mention is gonna be held with some disdain, because there are jobs that need confirmation right away, or else
Yeah.
the customer's gonna walk. So are you telling them to let the customer walk? You're basically
they not-
asking the employees to give up on money, right?
Like, it's just they would contact them in the morning and then they would need to go that morning.
Or that night. Like, you remember
Do they
your
get contacted
employee.
for jobs outside of work hours?
Yes. All the time.
Hmm.
There was one where you were handling your employee's job, and there was another job that came in asking you to deliver something, and your employee messaged you 3 times, hey, I need an answer, I need an answer, I need an answer, and you just never messaged them, and the customer walked away. That was in session 0 or chapter
That
0.
was like very beginning.
Yep.
Yeah. That. I think I would message Xenika first and ask, hey, it's gonna be some times where I might need to go out with Shell and Ryia into
And Kara.
the middle and Kara. Is Kara gonna come along to these?
I just slipped it in there for fun.
Oh. And Kara. Bjork. And I may be unreachable when I know that you're, on medical leave right now, and this is a very important time for you. But would I be able to ask you to sign off on jobs in the case that this does happen and I'm unreachable?
Xenika just messages back. Why did I have a feeling this was gonna happen? Yeah, it's fine.
I messaged back, thank you, but also include 25 sorries after the thank you.
What a little bitch boy.
But Xenika will kind of put a note at the bottom, but we might want a third signatory assigned if neither of us are available. Just as a safety to keep things running.
Yeah, it's something I just need to hire more help.
No, I don't
But-
think we need to hire. Find someone trustworthy from within. You know these people. Figure out who would be the best for that kind of job. That someone's hungry, who wants to move up a little bit. Give them a little bit of a pay bump, and give them a little bit of responsibility.
That's true, but everything I've done so far that I thought was a good move has been just diminishing their respect for me.
Yeah, and hiring someone from outside probably isn't going to help that. That's why I'm
True.
saying they already don't like me, so might as well do what we can to make them feel good, I guess. Let them know that there's a chance for upward movement. There's got to be someone who wants a little bit of extra money and wouldn't mind a little bit of, I guess, power. It's not a ton. It's only when we're in situations where neither of us could be there, just as a failsafe.
Something in the back of my brain is telling me as soon as this person is put in this position, it's just going to be all the time.
Mad with power.
Oh man.
Is there no method to maintain a connection once you're outside the city?
You would need to
Like-
have like your own block
Satellite link.
of like your own satellite basically to keep connected to the entire network.
So it's not
My
like
goodness.
it's not like where you can get an iPad and get a premium type of iPad that can receive a signal. Like you just have to pay extra for it. Is it something like that, or do you really have to own a satellite?
You basically
Hey,
do
Shell,
have
can
to
you
own
buy
a
us
satellite. It operates similarly to how the lift tech stuff works, right? Like everyone's under this dome, and this
Mhm.
dome sends energy down so that things can be used and charged. Which is why all of your devices just like instantly turn on and work and get connected while you're under the dome. And using this same network is how you get connected to the net. And that's why when you leave, like everything goes into battery power immediately, and then you get disconnected. So if you have like your own satellite, then you could stay connected to the main network. An alternative is to like make your own server, I guess, but then like what information would you have on it that would be useful? You know, like there's a bunch of other situations that can occur.
Okay.
Are there any like kind of roaming services that have their own satellites that you could like pay by the day sort of deal?
No. It's
All right.
because it's also because there's such a limited number of people that live outside of these gigopolises because it's so dangerous. So like finding a little hamlet or a village or town is really, really rare.
All right. Well, Shell, can you buy us a satellite?
Anybody asking?
Actually, Shell, do you think if you I don't know, could you borrow a satellite for work? Quote. Well, that's bad, right? Because then they're doing work through another company and they don't even
Yep.
know it. You know what? Don't listen to me.
Yeah, because the main people who own the satellite network is W3, which Rhea's very familiar with.
Yes.
And the people who own the dome are Vector Tech, which are none of you are associated with.
Yeah. Vector Tech.
Yeah.
Which company is Dinglehopper part of?
Galen, medical stuff.
Okay, then no.
It's around like 2:30 Xenika, as you're kind of still like you're probably in a quote-unquote meeting with Darwin, but it's really just you guys like in a voice call together, just talking things out, maybe working on the other end, but it's just like to make sure you guys are connected and like, you know, talking, and you guys are exchanging information that you guys need. But it's around you know, the mid-afternoon, or I guess it would be just afternoon.
Yeah.
That you'd hear your sister's voice from the side of the room. Still
Yeah.
a hard worker. That's good.
Darwin, I gotta go. Yara's awake.
Okay, no problem. Good luck, good luck.
He just hangs up on him.
You're me when I ended that conversation with end. Oh my goodness.
I love that.
Yeah, she's like right at Yara's bedside, like, Yara, you're finally awake. She might actually like call like nurse.
Yeah, you like hit the button and it blinks. It doesn't even make a noise. That's how like comfortable this place is. And it's like less than a minute that someone comes in. They let you guys talk as they're checking over Yara and looking over the screens and vitals and things. Hey, sis.
It was a fucking scare.
Oh, I did think I was gonna be waking up.
So you did do this to yourself.
Yeah. Where am I?
You're on the sky layer.
Fucking, of course.
I kinda called Rock. Sort of, kind of, maybe. He doesn't seem so bad.
Doesn't, but he dumped me, so maybe he's a little bad.
He kinda told me why, and...
Yeah.
Well,
I don't blame him.
look. Yaris, what's been going on with you? Like, I just...
Hey, I get that you have a million questions, but do we have to do this right now?
No, we don't. But this conversation's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, I know.
Should I call in the cavalry, or do you want to wait a little bit?
Just
Mom
tell
and Dad,
Korik first.
Okay.
Kinda don't want everyone here at once.
Yeah, I figured. We've all been really scared for you.
Thought I lost my last chance, so that makes
Come
sense.
You're not that old. There's plenty of guys out there that would love to be in a relationship with you. Just... guess it wasn't Rock. But it does sound like... you got some things to work on first. Maybe...
Doesn't anyone?
Look. Honestly, I'm the last person to be giving you dating advice or telling you what to do. But fuck. You had so much going for you. Like, Rock was saying that you had an entire cosmetic line you were about to launch?
Yeah, sure,
Why
with his help.
I highly doubt it was all because of his help. You say I'm a hard worker? I've seen what you can do. When you're
Sis,
into something.
you haven't seen what I can do. He gives you like a small smile.
I've seen everything you can do, but I know you're capable of great things. But there's obviously something holding you back. And I think you might need to speak to someone about it. Someone professional, not me, because Lord knows I shouldn't be given any sort of mental
It's that
health
statement
advice.
where she like rolls her eyes and looks away from you.
Don't give me
No.
that.
Seriously, do we have to do this right now?
No, we don't. I said we don't. I'm glad you're still here.
I love you too.
Xenika just like squeezes her hand and like leans forward to kiss her forehead. I'm gonna call Cork. I'm gonna get him to tell Mom and Dad. But we'll triage this, okay? We're not gonna overwhelm you.
Call Rock for me too. He's been slapping me in the face.
I mean, he did kind of get you this cushy hospital room. He does care. You want anything? A glass of water?
Now that you mention it, I am kind of hungry. I can ask the staff though. I'm sure they'll help me out.
Okay. Knowing this place, you'll end up with a silver service.
Yeah. That's putting it lightly.
I'll be back in a sec. He'll step out into the hall and call Cork.
Did you want to speak with him about anything else, or just to let him know to come over?
Just to let him know that she's awake, but we're trying not to crowd her too much with the rest of the family.
Yeah. He would definitely let you know that he's going to clear out whatever he had going on and make it over as soon as he can.
And does she still have like an active number for Rock?
No.
No. Okay.
He never gave you his like personal number, so I mean, I guess you do still have that business number, but you have no idea if he like even unblocked you from it.
She'll try texting it and just say Yara's awake. If it does anything.
Yeah, you get an immediate text back that says, "Please do not use this number for personal messages."
She's not going to use it again.
Seems like he really likes to keep his personal life and business life separate, even if he carries both phones. Yeah, what do you want to do?
I think she might actually talk to the doctors,
Okay.
or a nurse or someone, and just ask, if possible, for recommendations on therapy for her sister.
Yeah. So, they would definitely let you know that as long as she's under the care and signage of Mr. Patim, like, she can get whatever she wants in this facility. But really, it's gonna be her decision, because it seems like immediately evident that she didn't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
For personal reasons, obviously, that you know. But, you know, she would have to agree to that as well.
I'm guessing she would be under, like, for lack of a better term, suicide watch, or like the Baker Act or whatever it is, like just for observation now that she's awake.
I don't know what the Baker Act is, but people have definitely been keeping an eye on her. And you can probably posit that the nurse that was checking in on her as you guys were talking was definitely eavesdropping. It's kind of like that situation where, like, you go to the Ritz-Carlton and they just remember everything you say so that they can have your hotel room in the perfect setting every single time you walk through that door, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, no, she'll go back in and just kind of sit at the side of the bed. Cork's on his way.
It seems like she's already fallen back asleep.
Then, yeah, Xenika will just kind of hunker down and get comfy and just do some more research on her phone.
What kind of research are you doing? I forgot.
I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I think I had been trying to do like ancient gods and stuff, but I think she might be looking up like any sort of development progress for space travel, I guess it was. Like any space exploration and travel.
Make an investigation check, and just like the last time, it's a DC 13. You finally get to the legal codes, the documentation, the sightings, the announcements made in the city. It probably got buried under everything else that had been happening, and for one reason or another, these things never really got brought back up or changed because they had just been like a flat law of the land for the city kind of deal. Any kind of travel to the outer borders of the planet, as in leaving the atmosphere, is illegal, and only under the permission of major government entities, in this case being the 7 capitals of the world. Only under their permission is any individual or private entity allowed to go into space at their own, like, by their own work. So mega corporations, government entities, none of them are able to go out to the borders of the planet. And the reasoning for this is to make sure that space is kept free and neutral, and none of that is, like, there's not going to be any expansion of greed outside of the planet. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense?
It does, but
Okay.
based on what we know about the artifact and its connection to travel and connections to the expansion of another layer.
Half of these things are rumors. The expansion was a rumor that you heard. Not quite sure what.
This is what she
the
still
deal with
knows.
it.
She hasn't clarified any of this yet.
Right. I'm just restating that you don't have solid information on that.
Okay. Okay. She might pivot and see if there's anything specifically for advancements in travel technology, not necessarily space technology.
So what kind of travel are you researching?
Just like new scientific development sort of travel, like advancements in any sort of vehicles or anything that's currently in prototype land or proposed ideas that they're working on researching.
Okay. Give me another investigation check. This is going to be tiered successes at every 5.
Okay.
Everything that you're just like cursory pulling up here is going through Vector Tech. Obviously they are the megacorp that has their hand the most in travel and energy and vehicular production. They are the reason why Lift Tech can do what it does and has that strong of a hold on that on producing that energy, so that everything can run, and not only in this city but all of the major cities around the world. So all of the transportation things that come up immediately are things that Vector Tech has done and researched already, and everything that's coming up in recent history is advancements in inner city travel.
Huh. Okay. Vector Tech. How does Lift Tech work as well? Did we go over this before? Like what?
Not
what
really,
energy
but
source
it's kind of like it would be considered kind of basic knowledge in this day and age, for the setting. I mean, so much like how the dome provides just like free energy to devices, it also uses that same energy to create to create like polarizations just naturally in the air. So you can kind of think about it like magnets, but you can create magnets anywhere. So they can just stick in midair. You get Yeah, it's not
So
exactly.
it's
like the
basically-
basic, easiest way to explain it, kind of deal. But yeah, you can
So
just make a magnet
it's
anywhere.
harnessing the potential energy created from polarized magnets, sort of thing.
I mean, it's not magnets. It is actually energy, but it's not magnets. That's just the easiest comparison that I can make.
Okay.
But it is an energy.
But what is the source of the energy?
I don't know how to answer that.
Like, is there a fuel source to it? Is
that much is that isn't something that's privy to public knowledge.
Soylent
But what I
Green,
can-
isn't it?
Huh? Soylent Green?
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
A fuel
Could be.
people.
What you so you wouldn't be able to find out the answer to that with your check here, but the closest thing that you can equate this to is like there are cars that run on a combustion engine that require like gasoline, right, or like
Mhm.
diesel, some kind of thing that combusts. But Lift Tech just requires fuel cells. What that fuel is not, it's not documented, but it does need to be replaced every now and then, just like a gas car has to go get gas.
Hmm.
I can't unthink that it's people now.
Okay. She's gonna find this a little disconcerting that it's not public knowledge what the fuel source is.
I mean,
But
they don't
she's
really
gonna-
have to. They're their own entity and their own nation, and
True.
everyone relies on it.
I know
It's-
they don't have to, but she's
Yeah.
just. She finds it disconcerting that
Oh, of course.
it's not public knowledge
like-
what it is and whether or not it's good for the environment or renewable or anything like that. Like,
Well,
It-
they
yeah.
they definitely tout that it's like environment neutral. Whether or not that's true is, you kind of have to just go on their word. But, they have their own studies and tests that they publish, but they don't tell you what it is.
I would imagine it's like a thing where you're at a party and everyone's drinking and having a good time, and someone says like, "Hey, do you guys know where fuel cells come from?" And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, where the fuck do they come from?" And everyone just goes back to drinking.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
It's like, have you guys ever stopped to think? It's like, yeah, that is kind of strange.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Piggybacking off of that, another example of this would be like, you guys are at a party, like in your very young 20s, and there's a punch bowl. Hey, what alcohol is in there? Alcohol. And this is never explained.
right? Yeah.
Just drink the fucking punch, man. You know?
Yeah. Who cares? It does the job, right?
Exactly. That's kind of the vibe of this.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out one day, and it's gonna be horrible.
It is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I love it. I hope
Wait.
it makes me cry.
Wait, I'm calling it right now. The last god that they harvested to create all the fuel cells they'd ever need has run out, and now they need a new god to harvest. Yes. It's all coming together now. Anyway.
Or, yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. Like, are they running out of a fuel source that they
Oh,
have to
really?
get from
Yeah.
space travel? Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
And-
I was being serious, of course.
But, yeah, no, she's going to put a pin in that one.
Theories and
And-
conjecture.
I'm still hoping that it's actually people.
Yeah, I wish like people or just magic or some shit.
Or just one poor sap, like,
Or magic. people.
pushing a wheel, kind of like in Conan.
Oh.
Oh man,
Going round and round and round and round.
that single person powers an entire spaceship. How long have you been pushing this thing, man?
84 years.
Okay. She's gonna do some research into, what is it, Discovery Day, and what the museum is actually gonna be putting on display, since it doesn't sound like they're doing what she actually thought they would do.
It seems like they're just gonna have their like normal Discovery Day, not features, but like, what are they fucking called?
Displays?
Exhibits.
Exhibits.
Events.
Yeah, they're just gonna have their normal like, it's been a year exhibits.
Yeah. Well, she'll keep like just flipping through things. She'll answer things from work as they come in, as if Darwin's taken too long.
I feel like this research would have bled into the night here. So, getting close to evening time. Let's call it 5 o'clock. Darwin, you get a text from Kara. Hey, I think we should talk.
Oh no.
I will text back immediately.
Are you text back immediately? Okay, go ahead.
I text back immediately. Yeah, and just say something along the lines of like, "Sure, like, what's up?"
You get a text back from her as if she was already talking or typing something. Like, so immediately after your message, no pressure. Just want to talk about last time we saw each other.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Like, did you
Let me
wanna
know
talk-
whenever you're free. Would rather do this in person.
I would text back. The problem with this right now is that the real me is very non-confrontational, but I think that Darwin would wanna.
Make an
would
insight
probably.
check.
Okay.
You should be okay at those. You should be average at those.
No.
Yeah, you can't really tell if she's like angry or is it actually expecting you to say like okay when, like right away, or you know, but it definitely seems like she wants to move forward at the very least. Whatever forward is, she wants to move forward.
Okay. I'll just ask if she is this the beginning of the week? Sorry, I'm trying to
Wednesday.
think.
It's Wednesday, my dude.
Middle.
Wednesday evening, 5 p.m.
Yeah, I'll ask if she's free tonight. Then I don't want to wait too long until it's like the weekend, or until I'm possibly unreachable again.
She replies, have a thing at 6, but I can meet at 7-ish.
I'll see you at 7.
Okay. Can we meet somewhere else than usual?
She doesn't want to meet at that hot dog place.
You don't know?
Sure. You can suggest a place, and that's where we'll meet. Sorry, I didn't mean to ping on that day.
She says, there's a restaurant that I'd like to go to in Koftura. And then she like sends the address. The address, Darwin, is not for a restaurant. It is for the Mountainside Temple.
Is she gonna kill me?
At a temple?
Where else would you? Where else? Yeah, where else would you sacrifice somebody?
So just to preface for everyone, the Mountainside Temple is more of a monastic temple than a religious temple.
Oh.
However, it is also commonly known that the triads work through this temple.
The triads, as in like the ones that gunned down in the street, those kind of triads.
I mean, you don't know specifically, but it's definitely some. The temple leader, I guess I'll put him, is a fairly well-known entity named Gao Dashan.
Can you spell it?
I think I recognize this name actually. Hold on, let me look at my notes really quick. I feel like I recognize his name.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard it before too.
The Principles of the Earth Triad. That's his full name, right? Gao Dashan of the Principles of the Earth Triad.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Into my notes that goes.
It was really interesting because as soon as I opened my notes book, I flipped exactly to that page.
Nice.
X-Files theme song plays. Alright, so you got a date at a monastic temple.
Of which the leader of this temple is the leader of 2 of those people that I just shot in the streets in broad daylight.
Oops. Well,
Oops,
I mean, they didn't live,
times.
so they couldn't tell you. Or tell on you, rather.
Probably no, right? I mean, I will still agree to this. I trust Kara not to lead me into a death trap.
Okay.
And also somewhat blinded by feelings. Emotions.
Didn't you say last time you talked that you didn't trust her because she lied to you about Bob Anthony?
Didn't they drop the L word, though?
Did they? I don't think she
They
ever
did.
said love.
I
I
don't.
feel like they did.
I
I
was like,
think
I
the L
really
word was
care.
like.
I really
I
like
don't
you and I
know.
care about you and I want to be there for you. I think is what I said. And I want to be with you through your troubles so I can celebrate in your happiness.
Yeah, Darwin is in like.
I'm in deep like right now.
In like-tuation.
Like situation, exactly. Yeah, I would go to that
Great.
place. But I would
And-
also let people know. I would just let everybody else know that I'm
So-
going to this place.
So just Xenika. Because the other two don't have reception.
I mean, you could still
Oh.
do the group chat, and then we'd know whenever we came back.
Right.
Yeah,
You could.
I think I would just. Yeah, I think I'm just texting the group chat.
Okay.
The one,
Yeah.
the one that doesn't have Kara in it.
Xenika sends him double finger guns.
That's okay. This is a sort of just letting you know I'm gonna be over here in case you need anything or if you don't hear from me again. I know those are opposite ends of the spectrum, but it is what it is, and I'm in deep in like tuation.
Xenika definitely sarcastically says, "I will avenge you."
I'll text back double finger guns.
Okay. And going back to Shell and Ryia,
Yay!
are you guys doing anything besides chilling out for the night?
No, I'm driving us out there, and it's gonna be a repeat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably like try and get Ryia to set up the tent this time, and sit on the fucking hood of the car like I did last time. Because
Could we have feasibly stopped at some sort of like last stop convenience store before you leave the dome?
I mean, sure.
I was thinking maybe it might help for maybe to buy like a pair of binoculars or something. Because like if we're gonna be out here by ourselves, at least one of us should be constantly looking around to make sure we're not about to be set upon by like a fucking biker gang or something.
Oh yeah. I mean, I figured that was we would for sure keep an eye out. But
Well, the reason why we need the binoculars is because I have a -1 to perception.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not the best
yeah.
person to be, but I need to be the person.
I'll help you. Yeah, we can get you some binoculars, whether they help like mechanically or not.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely help out in the looking out sense. You could also get a cybernetic eye upgrade if you'd like.
Yeah,
to
just
do
on our way
some
out.
surgery. Yeah, just
I
a
will.
quick, just a quick zzz into the the eye.
Well, I'm fairly close to reconsidering working with Shell's corporation, so
Okay.
just because I like the idea of Shell and Ryia as like a corpo suited duo.
Interesting.
But
So, just I don't want to put a damper on that idea, but there's
I
no
wouldn't get to work
guarantee
with Shell,
that
would I?
there's no guarantee you'd be working with Shell.
Yeah, well, back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if we can buy those binoculars, that'd be awesome.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like 5
And by
credits.
we, I mean Shell. Cool. Oh, well, if it's that much, I got it.
I'll
Shall-
take spender.
Let me take care of this one.
It's for you anyway. I don't.
Just trust me.
What? Oh my god.
But yeah, if you're gonna be handling the orb, then I will be scanning the horizon.
Do it while you set up the tent.
Why are we setting up a tent?
I don't know. Assume we're gonna be out here all night.
Well, yeah, but the orb has to be. Well, fuck, we can't take shifts. All right, well, I'm definitely staying up this time.
Okay.
Yeah. And you have to be in the moonlight, so you're not going to be in the tent anyway, so no need for the tent. No need for
Alright, very
something
well. No tent.
to be a target, yeah.
Fine. But we have one.
I know you're not calling me paranoid, but I know you're thinking it.
No.
Wait, does that make me paranoid?
I think it does make you paranoid. It would have made you not paranoid if it had been true, but it's not, so.
Returns to the binoculars.
Yeah, I'll keep a normal lookout, but mostly it's just, hey, let's let this orb sit in some moonlight.
Let it cook.
Yeah, simmer a little.
Ryia, make a survival. Oh no, not survival. Perception check at advantage.
Here it comes, Mrs. Robinson. This is something. Nope. Advantage. Yep, that one. Da na na.
Oh.
Hey, hey, hey.
For the time being, it looks clear out.
Cool. How nice.
Now, you do remember the dangers the last time you came out here. Didn't come from the terrain, but below. So that is still something to look out for. At that time, though, you did get, like, Terran... like... You got warnings through the ground, right? It started shaking and stuff, so...
Right. Remembering that, Ryia will also sit on the hood of the car. I think up until now she was pacing, but now she's like, oh shit. And she hops back up. Shell, we just don't step onto the ground. I just remembered the fucking worms.
You just remembered the worms?
Well, I mean, I figured they're always a threat, but maybe we
Why do
shouldn't
you
be
think I was trying to make
unnecessarily-
you set up the tent? I
Yeah,
didn't want to do
you
it.
know, I think I realized then, and that's why I thought it wasn't a good idea. I just didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to make you feel bad.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
I think Rhea's like in the binoculars, but she's like squinting her eyes, like narrowing them. There's a slight frown.
Alright.
Uh,
The two of you pass time together. Xenika, I'll let you do one more research thing tonight.
Okay.
If you have anything you'd like to. Indeed.
Can I look into this whole expansion to another layer rumor?
You can definitely try and see if there's any info on it. Go ahead and make that investigation check. You look up, and there's no definite like articles or newsletters or anything like that. There are some posts on like forums and stuff that are asking like, do you think the city will make another one? It like population's getting really big. People are coming in from other cities all the time. There's like a bunch of just forum posts about the question being asked, but there's nothing that would lead to like, this is definitely a plan of the city.
Okay.
Alright. Darwin, do you do anything before your date?
Oh. This is like definitely a little bit suspicious, right? That she messaged me that she wanted to meet at a restaurant, and it's clearly not a restaurant. Do I know that this temple is also owned by Gaudashan?
That would be common knowledge, yeah.
Okay. Give me a second, let me think about this really quick. Am I so when I go to this temple? Am I currently like at the entrance of this temple, or?
Well, I
Let's
was asking if
see.
you wanted to do anything before you got there.
Oh, I see.
Like shower, because you've been sleeping in the freelands overnight.
Have I not gone home?
No.
Oh.
Wash your balls, dude.
Lick your balls, dude.
I'll where would I shower though? I guess I could shower in the office.
Does
can
your
get
office
sink?
have a shower?
No, but I was like thinking about I could just sink it.
Oh, I see. Gross, but okay.
Do one of those outdoorsy showers. Do I have time to go home and then go to this thing and make it by 7 o'clock?
Yeah. Like you talk to each other at like 5-ish, so you have like 2 whole hours.
I'll quickly go back to my house and shower, get ready.
Now, just so you know, you'd have to call a Suber to get to the maglev, and that's going to be another 35 credits.
That's fine.
Okay.
Anything for like
I have a question. Has Darwin gotten a paycheck at all?
Yeah.
has-
On the 1st of the month. Yeah.
Oh, monthly paychecks in New York again.
Mhm.
Well, at least in his
I
office,
see.
yeah.
Okay.
Also shells.
No, I just find it interesting.
Yeah. You got a deposit.
Carry on.
My wayward son. Don't laugh at that.
that just makes it funnier.
Carry on my wayward Darwin.
Okay. Bjork to that.
Going to a mountainside temple.
Don't get stabbed in the back.
I really thought you were gonna say mountainside trap, and I was like, okay, never mind. I stay home. I was hoping that little tidbit of song would reveal some stuff to me. Yeah. After I shower, I would get ready. I would go to the temple.
The temple is very old school traditional. You get dropped off at the base of a hill, and there's like 1,000 steps you have to climb to get to the temple.
I would text Kara and tell her this doesn't look like a restaurant. And there's also 1,000 steps.
She texts you back, I know what it looks like. Meet you at the top, winky face.
Darwin's walking into a surprise wedding.
I'm having a theory in my brain of what's happening, but we'll see.
It's better than dying. Let me think here. If I go up these 1,000 steps, how am I gonna be like really tired at the end? How tired would I be? Let me see.
You'll be exactly as tired as you roleplay.
Because Darwin's not like an out of shape fellow doggo, but he's also like not like an Olympic athlete. I think 1,000 steps would make anybody at least a little bit tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were
I mean-
an Australian Shepherd looking Cane
That's
of-
just
Blue merle?
looks though. Yeah, a blue merle is a color is a type of Australian Shepherd. It's like the color.
I see. I don't know anything about dog.
Mm-mm.
Merle's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are. Yeah, just by looks only. I don't know if I like retain any of their, or like a little bit of their attributes, but maybe just personality as opposed to like physicality.
Climb those
I would say.
goddamn stairs, Kurt. Jesus Christ.
I'm climbing the stairs. I'm climbing the stairs. I'm climbing the stairs to the top.
Okay. As you make it to the top, you're greeted by one of the monks there. As you know, they immediately don't recognize you. Hello. Welcome to have you here. As they like put their hands together and give you a bow. Are you here for any reason in particular?
Hello, and I'm like a little bit out of breath. I'll tell them. Yes, I'm supposed to be here to meet a friend.
Oh, you are here for the bar?
The
bar?
bar?
Yes.
Yes, I suppose so.
Very good.
Could
And she just turns around and begins walking.
okay, I guess I'll follow him, but very cautiously. This is just sketching me out more and more by the second.
Yeah. When you had reached the top, there was this like big double door, like red wood that was like closed in front of you. And it looked like this monk was just like sweeping the stairs at the top. And he opens the door. Immediately you can see a bunch of monks of 4 elements just, practicing their martial arts with, a few teachers like in front of each group. As that is happening, like in the background scene of this courtyard, he's taking you like around this setting, like hugging the wall and going over to the side of the building. You can see that there is like an open entry into a hallway into the temple. It's kind of towards the back, but it does go in and then it goes down. Are you still following?
Does this entrance seem like it's kind of just out of the way of everybody? Like it would only someone who would specifically go to this entrance would come to this entrance.
I don't know exactly what you're trying to
Is
pick
it
at here.
is it like a common pathway that people would take? Does it lead to anywhere else? Like
I mean,
perhaps like
it's leading downwards, but you can't see downwards until you go, right?
yeah.
Make a perception check real quick. Let me see if I can maybe answer some question you have with this. It definitely looks like a well-worn path. A lot more well-worn than the rest of the temple you've seen.
I see. It's dark, you said?
Yes.
I would still follow him down.
You follow him down the steps, and you can immediately see the end of the steps comes to like a stone platformed landing, and he just stops and turns around in front of a stone wall at the end of these steps. There's no path at the end of these steps. And he just turns around and waits for you to take the last step down. In order to proceed, you will need to use your heart and soul and externalize it into your fist. And he directs you to like point an open palm, but point your fingers towards the wall, and then does this motion to do like a very like a 1-inch punch kind of deal, right? And he says, "You try."
Does he punch it hard?
He's just like doing the motion,
Uh-huh.
but he's like pointing you in the direction of the wall.
Okay. I will mimic that motion, but I won't give it like my hardest punch. I will give it like some heft and some weight.
Okay,
But not like-
you're punching the wall. Just want to make sure.
Is that the motion that he made?
Yeah, he's doing like the 1-inch
Yeah.
punch kind of deal.
Okay, then yeah, I will mimic this, but not to the point, not with the strength that it would like break my fingers.
Yeah. You do this, and you can feel that the stone in front of you isn't exactly what it should feel like. And then he says, "I'm sorry, but that wasn't with your whole heart. You must believe. One more time."
I pause for a bit, and then I give it much more oomph than the first time.
Enough to be like seriously damaging to your hand. If this was like a flat wall, I mean. Are you like actually punching?
With my non-dominant hand, yes.
Your non-dominant hand?
If I'm like I'm right-handed.
Okay.
I punch with my left.
I need you to give me an attack roll. And I'm going to subtract your strength modifier. Because your attack roll would probably have it already.
An unarmed strike?
Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be... Oh, it didn't add your strength modifier. Oh, because you have a 0. Great.
That's the secret.
Yeah, you make this unarmed strike at the wall, and the wall makes a noise, and you can feel it. If there was an actual like solidly constructed wall here, you probably would have hurt your knuckles. At the very least, like your knuckles would have scraped open and started bleeding. But that's not what's here. You punch in, and the stone almost like buckles behind that hit. And as that happens, a second of silence before the monk takes a step like to the side of you to get behind you and says, "Enjoy the bar," and then starts walking up the steps. Before you, the stones in like the crevices that they have been oriented begin to crack open and inwards to this very old school style like 1 bar counter a tavern area that have these like huge massive like buttload sized kegs like adorned on the wall behind the bar. And there are a few people in here, and you can see Kara is like in one of the back corner booths. She kind of does like a hello, like finger twiddle.
I look to her direction with a look of surprise and shock on my face that I managed to punch a wall down. And I make my way over to her and sit down next to her. Is there space next to her? Yeah, I'll sit down next to her.
Yeah, there's like, you guys are in like a booth. And as soon as you pass by a couple steps past the door, and the stone slides closed again. And as that does, the small, gentle wind that flowed down from the steps stops, and dim lights adorn the walls once again. As this cozy space for a monastic bar You're here sitting in front of Kara, and she already has like an entire stein, and the barkeep like calls out to you. Doesn't ever leave from the back of the bar and says, "What you'll be having?"
I'll just have one of what she's having here.
All right. And he brings you a frothy stein of monk beer.
Interesting. I guess first thing I'll say is like I'll kind of just giggle to myself and be like, "You see that? I punched the wall down."
You did good.
That was really cool. What is this place?
It's just like, you know, monks, they have nothing better to do, so they just make a bunch of beer, and we're here to buy it. Because, you know,
but how did you?
They don't export it anymore. It's like an old thing. But anyway, how are you? Just ignoring your question.
I'm okay, but how did you find this place? This is like a kind of a really well hidden spot.
You know, if you got out of Barksville, there's a lot of places that are like this.
That's fair.
I know Barksville's comfortable, but like, don't you want to explore every now and then?
You know, you're not wrong. Thank you for expanding my horizons, opening my world.
Why don't we get the messy part over with first, just to see where we're at?
The messy part?
Yeah. We talk about the other night.
Yeah, sure. What did you want to talk about?
I'm gonna pause you there. Move over to Shell and Ryia.
Yahoo!
The two of you are kind of out in the freelands here. Nothing has bothered you quite yet. Moon is droning into the middle of the night sky, and of course, as you knew, like the transition of powers that it's having is gonna have it's going to be less and less effective as it gets closer to equilibrium. Even so, you know that the moonlight is doing its work.
Cool.
Are you guys going to be doing anything else here? Just to give you guys the agency first.
Personally, I'm not. I'm going to be keeping a lookout while I hold this orb and let it suck up some moonlight, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'll be doing the same, still with the binoculars and stuff.
Okay. Much like the other night, that orb that you're holding, Shell, the reflection out of the crystal glass is almost projecting these glitter sparkles around the orb itself, and it gets more and more populous with these glitter sparkles around the orb. At a certain point in the night, the orb begins to like kick and twitch.
Oh my God.
Okay.
You can see the energy in the orb. Again, it's almost just like whirls of energy to you, right? It's just like gray stuff moving in specific patterns. But you can see these patterns because it's been described to you now.
Yeah.
And that like plasma streak that was straightened out from yesterday, those have mostly like gone away now. There are only a couple streaks, and it's almost like the central energy is now fighting back and kicking at the center. And these pulses of energy are being dragged through these straight lines towards the edge of the glass. So you can feel it in your hands on the glass. It's kicking, twitching, bumping around.
Neat. I think I'll watch it a bit here and there. If it's being consistent and not being crazy with it, like I probably won't stare at it the whole time, but like
Oh, it's
I think with it-
extremely inconsistent.
okay, is it crazy? Like is it terribly strong or is it just kind of like subtle?
It's getting more and more frequent as you're waiting.
Okay, then I'll keep more and more of an eye on it. But I'm gonna keep letting it get some of that moon juice.
Can you describe for me once again how you're holding this orb? It's just kind of like in your lap?
It's in my lap, yeah, kind of like... I imagine it like, sort of like out of my bag on my lap, probably like on a shirt or something. And I'm sitting back, kind of leaning against the glass of my windshield, and my legs are folded crisscross applesauce, and it's just there in my hands on my lap. If that makes sense. Oh, pretty.
This energy begins to kick and twitch. You see these beams begin to move and concentrate themselves straight upwards. The glitter that you've seen around this orb has been consistent until this point. And as you're looking over and out and investigating what's going on with this, you can see the air around it begins to dull. There's less of the sparkle, drowning out second by second.
Do the beams just disappear? Or
They've
are they
centralized
leading
into like
somewhere?
one beam, basically.
Okay. And it's leading straight up into the darkness?
It's like going from the center of the orb to straight up to the edge of it, and it just stops there.
Okay. Okay. I'll keep an eye on it then. I'm gonna keep going though. I'm gonna let Ryia know to take a peek though.
That is certainly strange.
It's doing a lot of something.
That's more than it was doing before, so progress, I guess.
We'll see if it's progress or not. We're kind of playing with fire here, but only one way to find out, right?
Absolutely.
It's uncanny that you say that, Shell, because you can feel the orb getting hot and cold in your hand simultaneously.
Interesting. Okay. Is it like bad or is it just like a sensation I'm aware of?
It's a sensation right now. You can tell it's getting hotter and hotter.
Okay, I'll put my hands under the or not blanket, but shirt then, and
Okay. Separating yourself from the orb with your shirt, holding it out just to maybe keep it still for another moment.
mhm.
There is... It's almost like a second where the beam inside the orb pauses. It just goes still. And then... Well... Before the end then... Could you please make a saving throw?
Oh no.
I'd like this to be a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I use the hero point? Or is that something I have to use prior?
I'll let you use it if you want to use it right now.
I don't want to drop this thing. I'll use it now. Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
You succeed the saving throw. I want to know, as the orb begins to feel like it's searing through, but hasn't actually burned through your clothes. You don't want to drop this, correct?
No. I don't want to risk hurting it.
Hurting it. Interesting way of putting it. You're holding on to this orb, and for some reason, you can feel two different sensations of temperature, right? There is this normal coldness of the still night air, and then there is this searing of the orb that is happening for some reason. It's almost like it's cutting through whatever temperature there is without it actually being hot. And you'll be taking 7 points of radiant damage.
Okay, that's fine. Owie!
The
Yikes.
orb, as you're looking down, wincing from the pain for a moment, the beam expands, and almost like an emanation of light centralized from this orb, there is now a very dim cylinder around you.
Okay.
I want to know what you'd like to do. Are you just gonna stay in place?
I'm trying to be resilient, yes.
Okay.
I will, I think I'll reposition myself a little bit so that I'm on the ground. And, it's positioned, like, I'm on my knees, and it's kind of positioned between my knees instead, so that, like, even if I drop it, it's not gonna fall far.
Shell, talk to me here. What do you need me to do? Do you need me to, what's going on?
I have no idea.
If it looks like you're getting burnt by radiant moonlight, do you want me to yank you out, or...?
Sure, if it looks bad.
Okay.
All
right.
Ryia, as you're saying this, go ahead and make an
Oh, no.
Arcana check.
Okay. Arcana, hear my power.
Nice
You
job.
remember from the other night, there's a lot of effluvious arcane energy around this place. And even though it's just kind of still and sitting in the air, it could be harnessed with the right direction,
Okay.
right intent, with the right prowess. There's a moment where you begin to observe this orb and theorize what might be happening and what might have been happening. The intent of what is in this orb might be trying to restore itself, but in doing so has been drawing in the energy that's around you. And the way now that it has to respond to this drawing in of energy is now to expel it so that it can continue this process. the way that it's doing this under the moonlight is to create a centralized moonbeam on itself. And again, you can see this very dim, not yet like there's no like solid line of the circle on the ground, but you can see that it's a little brighter around Shell.
Mm-hmm.
And this like very thin, opaque beam of light going straight upwards, centralized around the orb.
Alien abduction.
That would be sick as hell.
I mean,
Not
as
gonna
long
lie.
like I think in Rhea's heart, Shell or Ryia secretly would. Well, maybe not so secretly. She'd like Shell's respect because she's also of the corpo world, but she's only really professional on the job, so she feels like if I want Shell to want to work with me, I need to show him that when an intense situation happens, I can follow his instructions. So, unless it looks like Shell's going to die, I'm not going to interfere.
Aw.
If it looks like the energy might like overflow, if I do kind of have an idea of how I might like suction that, but it's not like rules as written. It's just me being clever, I guess. But if that's not required right now, I'm just going to stand back and watch.
Okay. So yeah, Shell, can you remind me what you were doing again? Sorry, I lost my place.
Oh, it's okay. I repositioned on the ground so that I didn't have to worry about dropping it from a high place.
Right. Okay.
That's all.
You get down on the ground, putting it before you, like on your knees, you said, right?
Yeah, like still like wrapped up in that shirt, kinda like still exposed to the. You know what I mean, like a tablecloth.
Yeah. You're like your shirt is like tucked over your knees, right? And you're just kind of balancing it in the middle.
Mhm.
I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Ooh.
I can't fix that one.
Oh, I'm noticing now actually that the previous roll, well, we can't go back on that, but the previous roll was incorrect. This is a Constitution check. You should make a saving throw.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good. I also missed it.
I guess it doesn't really matter in case of last one because I just used my hero point, but well, this one I'm happy about. I saved.
Heck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
The light around you is almost like coalescing the energy around your actual person now. Rather than the glitter around the orb, you can see glitter almost being drawn or sucked in, centralizing to your location and amassing into this light beam around you. You have a feeling that if you stay here, it's going to be very dangerous as this light begins to intensely sear into you. Not with like heat, but it feels on your soul like it's trying to knock it out.
Here we go.
Another 2 points of radiant damage.
That's not so bad.
Can I pitch an idea and you tell me if it'll fly?
Always.
So you've seen Inuyasha, right?
Not every episode, but yeah.
You know the monk that like sucks things into his hand?
Moroku?
Yeah, Moroku?
Yeah.
Roku.
Yeah, with the jack-off
Moroku.
hand?
So like my tattoo technically should only work on creatures. But I feel like my tattoo is divine and this is divine. Like, and I have the arcane knowledge to roll a 25 and know things about what's going on. Can I, like, even at cost to myself, I'll accept like a penalty. Can I like suck in some of this energy so that Shell can do whatever. Like, I don't even know if it's required for Shell to stay there. I just know Shell wants to do that. So I want to make it so I can
kind of move away.
Oh, you were gonna move?
Yeah, I was gonna set it away from the car and myself and you.
Okay, I thought you really wanted to be bathed in moonlight, so I was going along with it.
No, he just wanted to hold on to it so it didn't, like, shoot up or do some crazy shit.
What if this is a test?
What do you mean?
I don't know. What if you stay there for the whole thing and, you know, something cool happens?
I feel like the something cool that happens is I get severely injured or maybe die.
Okay.
But I don't know.
That's
Right.
fine.
Do I get that feeling?
I mean, do what you want to do. I said that Ryia would support you, so whatever you want to do.
I think
So-
he will. Go ahead.
I just want to make sure, Ryia, you're not doing anything for the time being.
No, not for the time being. Not if it looks like Shell's leaving the orb and stepping away.
Okay. Then, Shell, what do you do with this orb?
I will set it down away from the car a bit. I'll take a couple steps back, so that I'm not in the, like, searing light. Like, to where it stops hurting, I guess. I don't want to be too far, but I don't want to be ouched. Because I've already been ouched twice and it sucked. But other than that, just observing.
So you're like walking the orb away a couple steps. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, if I have to make another roll because I'm like continuing to hold on to it for a few seconds, I understand, but
Okay. Yeah, that was that is what I wanted to make sure.
okay.
You weren't like throwing the orb. You were intentionally holding it and placing it down.
Yeah, I'm taking it away from the car, away from Ryia.
Okay. That will require another con save.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
You said it's clear where the circle of moonlight was going to be, right?
Yes. You're not. Well, you weren't in it, but you could be if you wanted to be.
If I can see it, I would like to follow Shell at a distance and like wait right at the edge, because if this orb zips up into the sky, I'd like Ryia to make a grab for it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You're never too far away from it.
Okay.
14 will be a failure, so this is gonna be full damage.
Owie.
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 Fingers crossed. As you walk this orb quickly over just a few steps, just a few feet to get it away so that it doesn't harm Ryia or the car. You take in
Try to be
these
smart.
final moments
that's not bad.
with it, taking 6 points of radiant damage.
I'm okay with that. I'm still fine.
You're still up?
I hurt. Yeah, I'm still up. I got 9 HP left.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys are level 3. Fuck, I forgot. I
Mhm.
thought you guys were level 2. I was like, man, he's gotta be down.
No, I'm good.
Damn,
I'm
hell
good.
yeah. Hell yeah. You place the orb down onto the ground, and this beam of light becomes thick and opaque, almost like the color of the shattered moon in the sky. The same very pale pastel yellow. The light in front of you, being just a few feet away, is so bright, but it's hard to look away. Was someone gonna say something?
No.
Okay. I thought I heard something. This light is centering on the orb. And at this point, you guys can barely see the shape of the orb inside this light. Are you guys going to wait, or do you guys want to
Yes.
try something here?
No, I'm waiting and watching. I don't want to mess this up.
Um,
Whatever's happening, I don't want to influence it.
Could I make another Arcana check to see if anything's going wrong? Like, to see if I see an opportunity to do something?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Could I too join in the Arcana checks? there's
Shell,
a nat
I
20,
will
so I
need you
suppose
to
it doesn't
make,
matter.
instead of an Arcana, well, I guess it would still be Arcana, right? Well, I want to make this a Charisma skill, is the
I
thing.
understand, yeah.
Because-
I wish Arcana was, like, dependent on what your casting thing was.
Yeah, because this is you're casting magic ability through, like, the innate
mean-
self, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there an optional rule to like roll Arcana but add the Charisma modifier?
There is, but I can't do it
Ah.
without making a new skill in alchemy.
I
I
can
see.
just remember to add 1.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. 19. And that 20, though.
Yeah. The both of you can see that the orb has to expel. It has gathered up so much of this energy and has been using it to bolster itself. But at a certain point, it also needs to, like, release the tension. It's been working and it needs to release that tension. And that's exactly what's
Okay.
happening right now.
I
Ryia,
see.
this release of tension can be very dangerous. With Shell having had a connection with the orb before, it seems like that connection has actually made it just a little less dangerous for him to be inside that beam. But not immune to it. What does this mean for the trajectory of this and how it's interacting? There could be a way that Shell could determine more about this, but like you might be guessing, it could be a very dangerous path. There's only one way to know for sure, and there's no guarantee.
You mean for him to like be inside the moonbeam?
Right. And if that means that that he's trying to just be there with it, or actively trying to contain the energy that is being expelled out and released, or to help it release more, that part is not known to you.
Okay,
What you
so that'll
do
be up
know-
to Shell.
Yeah. What you do know is that there is an energy being expelled because of all of this tension of drawing and gathering in thus far. And it's like, it's like a lever. When it goes in, it also has to come back out. What you can also gather from this is something very slight. There was a careful placement of the orb by Shell, but that seemed to have an effect on how the beam was coming down for a moment. It's almost like the direction of the orb placement and facing can actually have an effect on this beam's properties as well.
Do I get the sense it might be better if he was
Oh.
holding it? Or just different?
That's kind of more in line with, is he going to try to help expel, contain it, or just hold it, right? Can't really discern if that is a good or bad thing.
Bit. I guess my next question would be like, can I like, I know that I don't have the same kind of connection with the orb that he does, so the moonlight might hurt me a lot more, but could I like weather this with him so that the moonlight spread over, like, I guess I'm thinking surface area. You know, if 2 people are sharing the brunt of something, it hurts less than if 1 person was.
Right. The orange arrow in Final Fantasy 14, everyone gather to the tank.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
To give him advantage on the save.
The arrow
is
that I
what
can
aim
never
to do.
see when it's happening because I'm playing Black Mage and looking at buttons.
Oh yeah, that's the
Well,
curse of Black
For Black
Mage.
Mage, it can be a DPS gain to not stack, so I don't blame you for...
Anyway, that's probably not going to help the situation, as the area isn't like it's not like a bed of needles kind of deal. It's like if you're in it, you're in it.
Okay, alright, I'm going to have to try and fish for something extra from that crit. Do I see a way that I could mechanically have Shell make the save with advantage, but RP-wise make it make sense? Like, any spell I could cast?
I don't remember what your spell list is.
The wizard spell list, like, maybe spell slots I could give up? I just know that my brain is not thinking clearly enough, so I'm basically asking, like, do you think there's anything that I can do? I got shield, I got mage armor.
You have a healing
So-
potion.
What I'll say is this: because you and Shell are both out here, and you're most likely communicating everything to them. If Shell has a firm intention of trying to do something about this, that's enough of like a guarantee of like, I have a plan and I'm gonna follow through with it.
Okay. Shell.
So yes.
Shell, I think you need to get back in there. I think you need to be holding the orb. Don't ask me how I know this. You need to get back in there, say a prayer if you believe in that kind of thing, and make a decision.
Gonna look at the orb. Is the beam just shooting off into the night sky, basically?
It is actually shooting upwards into the night sky.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, I thought you meant it the other way. But yeah, yes, whatever you said.
Okay. Is there... Okay.
Wait, Shell,
I have an idea. Yeah?
before you go, she takes out her pair of magic jorts and she puts them over your head. Like with the same energy of like using a newspaper to shield from the rain. I'll be like, trust me on this. Just go.
What do the jorts do again?
I think
so funny.
I think they're going to help mitigate. I don't know. Sometimes you have ideas. Time, Shell. We're running out of time.
God, he just fucking storms over to the orb. He'll walk in, piss, grabs it. I think because he got up and put it down, he no longer has like the. Well, he probably still has the shirt. He'll like use the shirt to pick it up. But then he'll try to like. Can I direct the beam?
Okay, well first, I would
know.
like to know the one of the three options that you're doing. Are you trying to hold this? Are you trying to restrain the energy back into the orb to try and help it? Or are you trying to expel energy out of the orb in order to try and help it?
I'll expel.
Expel energy out.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will
Expedite
stand maybe a little too close.
No. Should probably move a little bit back.
Shell, I have to be here. What if you need me?
I probably will after this. I am not feeling the best.
The orb moves in your hand as the beam changes into different shapes. From cylindrical to spherical to pyramidal. It changes into all of these different configurations of moonlight, as I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Come on, Shell.
where is it? Skills, Constitution, save, please, Jesus. No.
Oh,
Oh no. Wait, am I taking the full 14?
Yes.
I'm down.
I need to know, in your last moment of holding this orb, what is the direction that you're trying to have the beam inside of it point? As you're trying
I'm
to
trying to-
expel.
I'm trying to point it at the moon, baby. That was my plan all along.
You try to have the angle of trajectory towards the moon in the sky, this being of shattered space and Earth orbiting the planet. You turn it just so, as you can feel the radiance weigh heavy upon your body and spirit as you fumble to the ground, having your grip tightly focused, not losing its place. Ryia, you can notice this because you got that crit, because of the
Okay.
information that you have garnered from this. Shell has taken a lot of damage here, but he's not dying.
Oh. I'm stable.
Oh, man.
He's stable.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
think I start to maybe rush in, and then I notice that like he's breathing. It's like he's not being shredded. He's fine, and I like slowly step back.
Those jorts are more shredded than he is right now, as they
Yeah,
should be.
oops. Oh no. Are they
Shell.
gone? Am I naked?
You recess into your mind. And I'm gonna cut back to Darwin.
Oh no!
No. I want to hear what happens next. I don't care what happens right now. I want to hear what happens next.
Pass.
Darwin,
Like to play the skip card.
you are in the monastic bar with Kara
Mhm.
as she asks you, hey, so how are you feeling about this, first off? I know it was kind of rocky when we left. This is not the right song for this, God. Oh shit. We'll change it. Keep going.
I mean, it was a little bit jarring to learn the truth, at the very least. But, I mean, like I said before, in the end, I just really want to be with you and I want to support you, no matter what form that might take.
I hear you. But I don't want you to make that promise before I tell my side. Because
What?
Because before I tell my side.
Oh, I thought you said son. I was like, hello? Sorry,
Because
go ahead.
I don't want you to feel like you're put into an agreement that you might not have put yourself in. I've been thinking a lot, and this thing with Bob Anthony, it could happen again, maybe with someone else. And I mean, now that you know, there's no reason to walk around the conversation, but he wanted to be hidden. He wanted to stay away, because if he was ever found, anyone knew, that puts a danger to everyone in contact with him. And I could ask you if you knew people were chasing you and contacting anyone was dangerous, would you want anyone to know? I feel like I'd know the answer. But I have a lot of secrets, Darwin. And it's the nature of the job. And it's also the nature of my friendships. And if you can't trust that I always have your best intent at heart, then I understand. But there are some things that I'm just not going to be able to tell you.
I do understand the nature of your job and what that entails, and the things that you might have to do. And part of having feelings for somebody is accepting all of them. Like I said before, no matter what that entails. And I would be remiss if I didn't tell you it was a little bit odd when you suggested this place, as I've had run-ins with the person who is the leader of this place.
What?
Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. But I trust you implicitly.
Well, that might be
Explicitly?
a little dangerous.
And I know that you would never willingly put me in harm's way.
Well, see, that's also hard, because what if that's the better thing to do? Everything's just so complicated. She puts her fingers on her temples to do the massaging her forehead kind of thing.
I'm gonna grab one of her hands and kind of clasp it in between my hands.
I need you to stop there, Darwin, and make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
Nice.
You reach out and grab her hand, and as she lets you peel her hand away and she looks up at you, you see your wife. And then it immediately snaps back to Kara. And you don't recognize who that person was. But you know it was your wife.
I pause for a moment.
Uh-huh.
Because that's a little bit, that's a little bit jarring. But I think this is sort of fate, yeah? That I would see this vision at this time, or at least that's what Darwin thinks. And as he has her hand clasped between his hands, he will tell her, I will support you, and I will do anything to keep you safe, to see you smile. I would find you in this life or any other life, in any existence, because I just want to be with you and next to you.
She like sniffles and can't help but smile as the hand you've taken. Are you sitting across from her at the table or sitting next to her in the booth?
I'm sitting next to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
As she like the hand you grabbed, she like reciprocates the grab to your hand and says, "You're being silly. Take a girl on a second date first."
Is this not our second date?
I mean, this is technically like the second, right? But like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's it's like she's just making a joke that like you're saying a bunch of stuff, and we haven't gone out that much, but she's not like pushing you away.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to like sort of smile and look. My eyes are like making eye contact with her eyes, and then I kind of look down to her lips and then back up to her eyes, and I'm gonna lean in to kiss her.
She doesn't wait either. She immediately reciprocates this.
Right on the dog mouth.
This is what I say when I've got that dog in me.
My immersion.
Sorry.
I think we see the two of you have this moment together, and we pan like the camera backwards as we see the backs of both of you in this booth, kind of like nuzzling into each other's like foreheads and looking at each other very closely as we end the session here in the middle of this date. Shell? We'll get to you next
Yeah.
week.
I guess we will, huh?
And that's a wrap for this session, guys. I hope you had some fun. It was something, that's for sure.
I like hitting the buttons.
Nice. You definitely hit some buttons today.
Oops.
Oh, God. I'm so sweaty.
Was a lot of stuff.
That was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for playing. Sorry again for being late. There was just a lot of stuff I had to do at work, but also thank you for bearing with this breakless session. I thought it was kind of nice to just like play straight through, like
Yes.
break from the old habit. Maybe we'll do it again sometime in the future, but not next week if I'm on time. Yeah. For now, thank you guys as always. Tune in next time to see what happens to Shell as he's not dying. Maybe?
Question mark?
Question mark. Big
Question mark.
big question mark. Exclamation mark is what you were making with the beam and moon.
It's true.
See you guys next time. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.